Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do you think I'm overly negative on the 49ers, or do you think that I'm just skeptical?
I think you're skeptical about everything.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
Winner, caller of the day.
Yeah, rack that guy.
We're having fun at your expense.
I know.
It's fine.
It's
I can take it.
Yeah.
I dish it out. I got to be able to take it.
What was that?
Willard and Dibs in the house. It's
When I was
called
heavy about
the
15
crossover.
pounds ago, I laughed.
That's
how you laughed?
That came out.
Yeah, that's more like when you're an uncle and you're north of 75 years old, you're allowed to laugh like that. You're not allowed to laugh
I don't
like
know
that
how
at your
that
age.
came out,
Come
man.
on, man. Come on, man.
Bad news for the Giants. Zach
Yep.
Gallen
Yeah,
with a gem today at Wrigley.
The Giants can talk to us if they sweep this weekend.
Did you hear me bring you up? Somehow the Giants
didn't.
talked.
I didn't.
I said when Willard's almost not all the way out, but down, it's bad,
Wow.
Jay. Right. But you're saying there's a chance if you sweep the Rockies.
Always a chance, but yeah, they got to hit
No
the ball.
margin for error.
Man.
So it's hard. I mean, going to plus the bad news for them, as I told you guys yesterday, it's not even about baseball. It's about how they lost their audience, and now the
That's a
NFL.
four.
Now the NFL's here.
And
Yeah, right.
Night.
Let's see you get your audience back now. So,
When you start winning, that'll help, Dibs.
Well,
It would help, but I'm so wrapped up in David Montgomery in the red zone right now.
Look at it.
And,
did you have David?
Yeah.
Is he on your team?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, because
I got him too.
And
Well,
I mean, the whole thing.
my
The whole
fa-
thing started with I have what is it? She Rice or she
Rashee Rice.
whatever his name is. I have him on my
to
bench.
know the
Oh,
names of
Rashid
the
Shaheed.
He's on the
Rashid
Saints.
Shaheed
That's a
Muhammad.
completely different
Yes.
young receiver.
Yes.
he's
I'm in
outside.
6
No.
leagues, Willard, so it's like I got everybody.
That's
I
what-
just laughed out
that's
like,
what
I
he
got it.
is.
I was practicing this answer because the Suns every morning when there's a game, so they wake up yesterday morning, they're like, Dad, do you have anyone tonight? I said, listen, this is going to be a long year.
Right.
I don't want you guys asking me anymore because the answer is yes.
Right.
Dad's got someone
Something
in
going.
every game.
Boy,
and
oh
everybody
boy.
he's going against in a different league.
Yeah.
So I just sit back and relax and watch and just tally it up at the end. It's kind of the way my dad
That's
does
what
golf
it
bets.
is.
Yeah.
My dad shows
Tom.
up on the first hole, and everyone's like, should we do, should we
Baseball?
do?
Are we doing Nassau?
Yeah, Nassau. Are we going to do Wolf?
Oh, Wolf.
And
Can't
he's just
stand
like, will you all just tell me what the hell I owe on the 18th
That is
hole?
great.
He's like, I don't want to follow all this crap. Just tell me what I owe at the
It's
end.
funny you say that because yesterday in real time we're all watching the game because it started during our show and we go to break and the Lions go in and they score and these two in the back, one guy is screaming,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
you guys
yes,
are
yes.
on,
The
yeah.
other one's screaming, no, no, no. This guy's in the bathroom, my partner Mark Willard. He comes back and it's Amon-Ra St. Brown
Thank you.
who got the touchdown
My guy,
from
yeah.
Jared Goff.
Not
and
in
Mark's
this
like,
league, he's not.
Oh, yeah.
when Mark's like, oh, I got him in one league, I got him in two. Harump, harump. Good start.
It's great.
What do you- yeah. What-
And
Take-
Grandy's back there screaming, tackle him, tackle him. And Lucas is like,
You
get
gotta
in,
love
get
it.
in.
Well, and
You gotta
Lucas
love
was only rooting for him because he went to USC, which is just
Dude,
like, what
he
are you
is a
doing?
diehard, man.
Yeah, but he doesn't play for them anymore.
No doubt.
Like what? I mean, I don't know.
And I was
What's
rooting
the
for
4th
Jared
and
Goff
25
because
last night, though.
I thought both teams.
This is not Madden.
I thought both teams were wild at the end of that game with their decisions. Like,
Detroit
what the hell were the
Chihuahuas
Lions
for
doing?
going for it.
Why are they going for it? Now, why are
Right.
the Chiefs going for it? Guys, try this one on for size. I saw someone throw this out. You tell me if this makes sense. So you're down by a point. You're stuck on 4th and 25.
With
You're
3 timeouts.
Right, but you're fairly deep in your own zone, and let's be honest, kicking is probably not going to work either. The Lions will either get a first down or they're going to punch you back deep in your own zone
Right.
with no timeouts and very little time left, right? Someone goes, what were they at? Their own 25 or something?
Right.
Felt like it.
Run backwards and go out of bounds inside your own 10. The Lions cannot get a first down. If they score, you're down 8.
Unless they get the 2.
Unless they go for 2,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
which maybe
That-
they would have, but you can also stop that. You've got a fair chance to stop that.
Sure.
And you'd give Mahomes the ball with over a minute to go and kick off field position.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of,
You know
that's
what?
an interesting
That's
thought.
the
That's
kind of thing
insanity.
I
Yeah, and they
find
didn't do it.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Don't you
And they
think-
didn't do
I
it,
do.
Steiny,
Now,
though.
I would never rip someone for not thinking of that, because why the hell would you even think
Right.
of that?
Right.
But I was like, you know what? That's so crazy. It might have worked.
But
You know,
they didn't do
you know what
it.
the NBA equivalent is?
Tell
And
us.
they've now eradicated it. It was the hack-a-shack, where you would intentionally foul a guy to put him on the foul line in order to get him to miss to get the ball back. That's kind of what that is. And now the NBA is putting all these rules where, it's a take foul and all the rest of the nonsense. But
Intentional, yeah.
that's, I think, kind of what you're talking about. When the hack-a-shack started, we all thought, oh, you can't do that. You can't give the other team points. Well, you can, because he'll be one of two and you get the ball back.
We've watched teams lose games
fast.
because they go into the end zone instead
Right,
of taking
right.
a
Yeah,
knee.
no doubt.
And the fantasy world goes crazy. I lost a fantasy championship because of that one time.
Oh, it's a shame.
Oh, man.
Miles
Breaks my heart.
Sanders against your Cowboys.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. And I know the game.
Busted through the line from about the 50-yard line. If he goes all the way, I
Willard.
win the Super Bowl, and my dude took a knee at
How
the
did
15.
you take it? Honest,
Not
did you
well.
pour a beer,
Not
a
well.
shot? You're still mad.
No, I just
get
sat
it.
down on the couch with a rye grin.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's the game we play,
As
man.
Norm would say, my pops, that's buzzard luck.
You got
son.
it. You got it. Yeah. You
Bochy.
sort of like
Mm,
Steiny just
luck.
said. If
Yeah.
you're gonna dish it, you got to take it. You're gonna play those games.
We
you
got a
gotta
new
take
crush
it.
on the show.
Who's
We wanted
that?
to run it by you.
Who's that?
Cheryl Bosa. we
Oh.
can't escape.
We played
Yeah,
all
I
the
mean,
sound.
Yeah.
She was. I mean, I
And
said
they
it
were
yesterday.
far apart.
It was.
Yeah,
it
Johnny
was
played some new sound.
Is one of my favorite conversations
Right.
that Dibs and I have had with a guest since we started the show.
That's great.
2 years.
But not for the same reason that apparently you guys are crushing on her. I just thought she did an unbelievable job of taking us behind the scenes.
No, that's why we love
Yes.
her.
Yes.
Oh,
She
I
was
thought
in a
I
mom
thought you had like
way.
a crush on
No,
her.
no,
or
no,
something
no.
like
I
that.
mean,
Oh no,
A radio
Yeah,
crush.
we like
Well,
yeah.
to me, it's a
Thank you,
multitude.
Steiny.
And Mark and I talked about this before. It's the one piece was, yeah, she took us behind the scenes of
the mom
you know,
way.
yeah, in the mom way and also the family way, but also what she talked about in terms of like, Nick came over for breakfast and he came over from dinner
Yep.
and, the meal that she made. And Mark eventually yesterday made that
I
same
saw your
omelet.
video, baby.
And we talked about steaks and eggs and just the things that you learn in interviews. Like, okay, great. Yeah, you were nervous about the deal and I get that and the whole thing. But the whole like meal part of it to me was the other secret, like, treasure in the interview because we all have our breakfast or whatever, but to hear what Nick Bosa
'Cause he's
will
a
have
giant, man.
He's a giant, but he's also incredibly fit. And what does he have for breakfast? Well, we found out. And it's amazing.
That's a football life. You think that's
Yeah.
crazy? Y'all should, if you ever get a chance to talk to an O lineman about what they eat.
Man.
Or used to eat because they're all small now.
would
They
not-
don't even
you
look
would
like they
not
used to look.
Believe it's not even. You're not eating because
Metabolism on
It's
1
not because
million.
it sounds fun. You're like, oh, good, I got to be fat so I can just eat whatever I want. No, like these are people that.
It's a science.
You have to eat when you don't want to eat.
Yeah, man.
You have to set an alarm sometimes.
Could you imagine
Get
that?
up in the middle of the
Yeah.
night to eat. All kinds of stuff. It's crazy what they put down. Oh my God.
Basketball is kind of the same way. I remember talking to Warriors athletic trainer Tom Abdenauer back in the day, and he said, you cannot, a player who plays 82 games, you can't maintain your weight during the season.
I would
Like,
imagine
you
not.
can't eat enough to maintain
Right.
your weight.
Oliver Miller.
But I understand that though, because they're running so much.
No, I
though.
hear you. I hear you.
Well, it's
You know
kind of
what I
like
mean? You
well,
got
it's
a
kinda-
game every other
okay,
night.
You all remember what it was like to be a kid.
Oh,
Barely.
Now part
Still
of it
hooping.
part of it is because we were young. But why?
know.
Like I watch my son right now. I think he had 2 bowls of Fruity Pebbles at 11:30 last night.
my favorite.
And he cannot get himself to 150 pounds. Why?
Because his metabolism is
That's
going a
that's
million miles
a big
an
part of
hour.
it. But they're constantly moving.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah,
They're
no
like,
doubt.
and
No doubt.
I mean, maybe less so now than when we were kids because we weren't playing as many video games,
right.
But that's
as they
real.
are. But still, man, like you just, the basketball players is constant motion.
You brought up that strategy of taking a knee inside of
last
10.
night.
I mean, remember when the Warriors were rolling at 73-9 that year? I spent a lot of time thinking what I would do if I would play the Golden State Warriors. And one of the things I thought was everybody goes to the hack-a-shack when you're down. I always thought if you ever got a lead against the Warriors, like in the second half, let's say you get up 8, that's when you should start. I would hack-a-shack the Warriors.
Hack-a-Draymond.
Because they got back into games with threes. And I felt like, you know what? You foul the right guy, they're only going to get one. Remember, this is when they were just unbelievable.
Right.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy you'd foul?
Probably Draymond.
Yeah.
He's capable of
He
hitting
is.
too.
Looney back then.
Yeah.
Well,
I also came up with the idea of maybe you have to guard Steph Curry from behind.
I remember that one, man.
Have a guy behind him.
Force him in.
Just
force him inside the arc.
Just to keep him, I don't know, looking.
What about what he's doing in the community? I said if he were a gang,
Steph?
I'd join it.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Can Curry do any wrong? Steiny, like, I ain't kissing butt. It's just, dude's a good dude, man. I know bad ones, and I know when I think Steph's.
Well, now that we know you and him are tight,
Well,
then, you tell us.
Come on, guy. Yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah.
Well,
I think he really believes, like, let me call Goo. Yeah. Come on, man.
Here's the thing about the chef is
chef.
the Warriors have been gone from Oakland for now, 3 or 4 years?
19.
Yeah, and I think that his first child was born there. I think they lived in Walnut Creek or wherever they lived. The fact that he still feels that allegiance, that love for Oakland. And, because if you're Steph Curry, you could help any community in the world. You're Steph freaking Curry. I mean, you are a global brand. But the fact that he goes back to Oakland again and again and again. And, they started the... Eat, Play, Love in Oakland,
man.
Which it's funny because my kids were working for Oakland Rec at the time that program launched, and that program changed their job dramatically. It used to be a summer camp where you would go to Great America and you'd go all these places, but they normalized all the rec programs to where everything would be equal, and it was because of Steph and his wife, and it was great, and the programs all got better, but the program they worked at, my kids, was no longer the same program, so they always would kind of make fun of Steph and Aisha, like, "Oh,
you're the reason.
Steph is killing us." We don't get to go to Great America anymore. But here we are 5 years later, and they are still doing amazing things in Oakland, and they don't have to. He doesn't have to do anything.
That's my.
You're
whole
Steph
point.
Curry, but the fact is, he continues to go back to Oakland, where he started, where they started, and doing amazing things. It just speaks to what you're saying. And Jonathan Kuminga today in a podcast said he's the greatest human being he's ever met.
Did you guys see the
Did
video?
JK say that?
Yeah. And did you see the video of him working out with his son in the backyard?
No.
You know what shot they were working on? The throw it back over your head, no look shot.
Young Cannon?
And Cannon is sinking.
I told Steiny, watch out.
It's unguardable.
He's ruined the game. He once again ruined the game. Bring it up to young
What
kids.
high school is Cannon going to?
No look shots. That's what we're working on first.
Menlo
Called a
Atherton.
Charlotte Christian.
Seriously,
All right, Coach, what are we doing first?
Cannon
Everybody line
right
up.
now.
We're going to practice no look shots. Yeah,
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGM's The FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Twitch and YouTube powered by First North.
Don't tell Soda.
Credit Union.
But Sunday, it's mimosas, Jimmy Dean hot, and hash browns with the hot
Look
sauce.
at you.
Don't tell
Look how
Soda.
excited
What's your
you are.
go-to? What's like your thing you do every week one?
Wow, I'm over here eating 8 egg omelets and Tony's Pizza, which is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Tony.
Well, you can
is
do
is
it.
here in the lobby right now. I don't even know if I'm gonna have any room left, but it is different that it's at 10 in the
What's
morning.
your ritual
I got to
at the
think
Willard
about
house?
it. I got to think about it. For 10 a.m., I'll probably make some pretty.
Did you
large-
order the Sunday ticket on the newly debuted? I'm scared.
I don't have
did.
YouTube TV.
Okay, wow.
And I'm not
I had
like-
to get it to get the games.
We just put Red Zone on.
Okay.
now.
You're
we
like
just put
Pops.
Red Zone on it and leave it on
Yeah.
all day.
I gotta see the games.
Yeah.
dude.
No, I get
or
that.
know that I
get
can.
that. Yeah. Sunday morning, I'll take baby out for her morning walk.
Look at
and
Gaga.
we found out earlier this week that she loves croissants. So baby girl and I will split a croissant on Sunday. Your girl, she might be 1/4 French
Look at my
because
guy.
I was giving her a little of that flaky goodness, and your girl was all about it. So
Plain or chocolate? She
just
probably can't
plain.
have
She's not
chocolate
ready
yet.
for the
Not ready
choco.
for chocolate.
No.
I got a question, and Goo's been scaring me about all these networks. Like, are we going to have trouble finding games?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Can anybody summarize what's going on?
Well, right now, go ahead, Dibs, because in the Bay it's different than Sacramento. Right now, Sacramento, if you have DirecTV, they're having a thing with Fox. You can't get Channel 2. So thank God I got the package. That's how I watch the Niners. But if I was dependent on that, I'm out of luck watching the Niners if you're in Sacramento. So that's a problem.
Oh, you mean just in Sacramento?
Yeah, just in Sacramento.
I was looking at you like, I got DirecTV.
Call it Sacramento.
Look at them. Yeah.
No. It should be. I don't think you're going to have
good
any trouble.
here.
I thought somebody said you get what game's on YouTube. You said a game was on YouTube.
No, the Sunday tickets on YouTube
so if
TV. You got to subscribe.
If you want access to every game, which used to be DirecTV, you now need to go over to YouTube. The other changes this year that may affect people, this isn't a huge one, but for instance, the DirecTV Red Zone channel went away.
Amazing.
But NFL Network is now making their Red Zone channel available on DirecTV.
Incredible.
This was big news in my house. He's a friend of ours. I don't want to disparage him.
Sure.
My guys they like Scott Hansen better than Andrew Siciliano.
No doubt. No doubt. We're a Hansen household.
We're a Hansen
and we
house.
have been, and because
so
I'm in Xfinity.
And now we get it for not doing anything.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dan Dibley, and whenever I need to watch my programming, I use Xfinity. Xfinity.com.
Richmond, like we got text line, Richmond DirecTV users right now can't get Cron. You know, that's just their fault.
It's ironic that you can't get Cron in Richmond.
No, I'm
Thank
give you
you.
a 3.
I'll take a 3. But I mean,
so what do you expect Sunday?
That goes way back.
What do you expect? It's 2 scoreboards, right? Brock Purdy scoreboard. And the Niners.
Wait.
There's 2 scoreboards for me when I'm watching the Niners.
There's one scoreboard, my friend.
I get it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to determine
if
who
you're
had a
going to
good
say
game.
that, if you're going to say that, then I'm going to make you vote in the Twitter poll that I posted.
What did you
see
put?
it?
No.
Okay, because we want to play with this today. Your prediction on who Brock Purdy is destined to be. Your 3 options.
I'm going to be honest.
A legit NFL QB1.
Okay.
Option 2, a middling starter. Or option 3, not the guy.
That's easy.
Is it?
Emphatically, it's A for me.
Okay. But you're not confident enough in that you haven't created a second scoreboard.
No. I'm not a hater. So for the people like Steiny that say they need to see more, I understand that.
Yeah.
But what he has at his disposal is not going away. You are a product of your environment. His uncanny ability to read and process and get rid of it. So that's why he's going to be a mainstay.
Okay, but what's
the
interesting
poll's a little bit of a nebulous one because what is a middling starter? Like, can you give me an example of a middling starter?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
See, that's so wrong.
No,
okay,
no,
like
it's
Sam
not.
Howell.
It's not. Well, no, Sam hasn't played a game yet. You know what I mean? A middling starter in the NFL.
There are so few of those guys. That's why I think it's hard to really
I actually
define middling starter.
I think guys who are good enough to clearly hold the job in the NFL, but they're also not someone that we would consider a threat to win a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is a middling starter. Jared Goff.
Paid in full.
What about Cousins?
Jared Goff is a middling starter.
Well, I hear you.
Kirk and Dak are like
franchise, but they're middling.
but they're high-level middling starters.
Right,
Derek Carr, Kyler Murray. Who else would I look at right now? Maybe Tua and Mac Jones are headed for that.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill. Guys who can hold the job for a long time.
I voted middling starter, but when I voted middling starter, I was like, I don't even know who that means.
Okay, so those are the comps. Do you want to change your vote?
No.
Okay.
No, God,
so you
no.
went with what?
Middling starter.
Wow.
And he can be a middling starter, and they can still win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yes. And it's,
I guess middling starters have won the Super Bowl. They don't do it repeatedly. Yeah. They don't challenge for it very often.
Right.
They can have a one-off.
Johnson,
and that's why what you said is interesting, Goo, because I like when you say, hey, what he's got around him is not going away.
It's just
I would say someday it is. Like, that's what we need to answer.
Whatever happened to Cap Schmapp?
But what if he ends up being better than what we think?
Someday.
Then you're okay.
Within the next 3 years.
No doubt.
The 49ers will have to decide, do you want to make this a $40 million a year player?
I get it.
Right now, he's a $1 million a year player.
I get it.
Yeah.
Do you want to make him a $40 million?
And I'll tell you this.
What's the number going to be by then? Joe's already making 55.
No doubt about it.
My God.
But
this is 3 years from now.
I'll tell you this, Mark, and I mean this. 2 years ago, if you told me Debo was out, and this is no shade at Debo, if he was out, oh my God, that offense is in trouble.
Yeah, yep.
You tell me Debo's not playing Sunday against Pittsburgh, and you got the train moves, like Is that a diss to Debo? It's not. It's just they got an embarrassment of riches at the skill positions, man.
It matters, but I hear what you're saying. Yeah, they got enough.
Like, that's a seismic shift in what would you Debo tiptoeing off the frozen tundra, winning the game in Green Bay, getting the touchdown against the Rams in the championship game, beating Dallas. It's shifted now. You can do that, but you don't need to.
I will say,
because you don't have to.
I will say, if you guys asked what we expect this weekend, I feel like they're going to win, but they're not going to be on all cylinders yet.
Okay. So you're taking the liquidate all assets, episode 1 in the books. I took Niners -2.5.
Yeah, because I feel like if you think someone's going to win, I'm rarely going to predict that they're going to win by 1 or 2 points. So sure, I'll take the Niners on that. But I don't think it's going to be as clean now as it's going to be.
Now that I could see
down the road.
I took the under at 43 on Liquidate All Assets and the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find it. And I think that this game is going to be a classic rock fight, maybe 11-10, 17-16. I do think that both these teams will be grinding offensively. A couple of good defenses. Couple of run-first offenses.
Some rain
maybe
in the forecast.
21-20.
Some rain?
Yeah, 24-17. This one feels like an under to me.
Well, I hope not. I hope it's not 17-16.
You got some guys playing?
Oh, no.
I got Kittle.
Then you'll
come
in Monday and say, what about the weaponry? I'm worried about the weaponry.
Is that your Guru impersonation?
It's
He
half.
mails it in. He gets a 2.
Yeah, a little louder.
That's a 2.
We're going to need some more volume.
No, and you got to start with Steiny. I'm worried, Steiny. I'm worried about the weapons.
All right, try it again. Here we go. 3, 2.
Uh-oh.
Otherwise, on Monday, we're going to get Steiny. What happened to the weaponry?
That's better.
The weaponry.
That was like if Goo and Steiny had a baby. That's what that sounded like.
Gaga.
Yeah.
I got
the baby's
I mixed there. I'm kind of half checked out.
Over under on your round at Paradise on Sunday, 86.5.
I take the over.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
What happened to you?
By the way, quit saying I'm better than you in golf. I'm not.
Oh, I hadn't heard him say it.
He said it about 2 months ago, and I just want it's not the case.
What's your handicap?
He had an 82 last week. I had a 91.
One round.
Did you go
That's
Jason
one round.
Witten
My
over?
handicap's like 16.5.
Are the Lions better than the Chiefs?
They were last night.
Hey,
That's
we have a
one
friend.
game.
We have
One
a friend.
game.
Listen to this. We have a friend who's a Lions fan.
Oh my God! No,
legitimate.
Tell him.
He said he's 63. He said it's the biggest win in his lifetime.
That can't.
Lifetime.
I
They
get
beat
that.
Dallas in the playoffs.
No,
Yeah,
Mark,
but
he talked to all his Detroit friends too, and he was like, I don't know if tears can come over on a text thread.
I actually understand.
But our friend Derek Petrak was like, oh my God, this is the greatest win we've ever
50
had.
years old,
Dude,
he's
63. It's week one.
I understand why. I actually
But how
do.
can that be
Right?
bigger than the playoff win over Dallas?
Because you knew they weren't going anywhere.
Thank you.
Because of the experience they've been through, it has been so long, and they have been teased with hype so many times. Teased with, this year, this second overall pick, this great receiver,
'Cause I'm gonna say
this
something.
great, this
Make
great,
it quick.
and it never ever happens. And they had a lot of hype this offseason, and last night made it feel like it was for real.
Jared
Exactly.
Goff took his team to the Super Bowl. He looked like he's found a home. He can make every throw. Dibs, I mean this.
He missed that
I'm
one,
watching him, yeah. Is he going to end up getting the last laugh on the Rams?
Well,
Because
if
I
he-
think they blamed him for losing the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, you could, but Bill Belichick basically figured out what Jared's his thing was, which is he needs to be able to diagnose it pre-snap.
Okay.
And so once the headset got turned off and Bill shifted the defense, Jared was lost. But he's a different quarterback now.
he is,
and I take
man.
full credit for that.
How could he get the last laugh though? The Rams already won a bowl without him.
Well,
He'd have to win 2 bowls.
I'll give you that.
All right, guys, we want you to have a great show today.
Thanks, Matt.
And,
Thanks,
we got
Matt.
Sunday,
I'm
10
ready,
o'clock. I can't wait.
You want to leave? don't you?
Finally, we'll have something, a game to talk about. Your boy Steiny's excited on 95.7 The Game.